What do you want, baby? What is it? Show me. She wants her polish. Is this the one you want? Let's go paint your nails. Okay, are you ready to get pretty? This is salon treatment, Layla. That too much. Look at this pretty pink. So pretty. Oh, okay, I'll do this while you watch your cartoon, nah? Don't put your hand like that. Leave it like that flat. She's happy now. By the way, this is the polish we use. Somebody recommended it on Instagram, Piggy Paint, because it's pure as mud. So there's no toxins or chemicals, because they have really bad chemicals and toxins in regular polish. We shouldn't even be using them, but I don't want to use it on her, so we got her her own. And we also, I bought her a nail polish remover. It came out to like $30. I was like, nail polish paint more expensive for a kid than an adult. To buy them like OPI or something is still cheaper, but it's worth it for her to make sure she's not getting any toxins. And since she puts her hands in her mouth and she chips at them easily, we prefer something safer. But yeah, she loves getting her nails painted. But you like the piggy. Why are you taking the piggy off? This is her picking. She picks at everything. Any label, she'll take it off. It's not gonna look pretty anymore. She helps me every morning to do the coffee. Well, I mean, she doesn't help me by forcing me to hold her, but she helps me while I'm holding her. Like, she'll lift this for me while I pour the water, and every time she does it, she has to turn around like, look, mommy, I'm doing it. It's so cute. Hey, nose picker. We got your nails painted all pretty for you to use them to pick your nose. You're like, don't look at me. I do that in private. Yum, yum. There you go. Like a big girl, she does it all on her own. You stop looking at me. You're shy girl. So this is a new thing I tried it yesterday, but it's not something I used to eat. But this is the cinnamon one, and it's actually really, really good, and it's only 80 calories per slice, so I get to eat 2. So I'm gonna have this for breakfast, and then my coffee using the Natural Bliss, as I show you guys. I always stick to this one. I don't really switch it around, except flavors. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my coffee, and then I'm gonna show you guys a goodie we just bought, which we actually really enjoy. This is the coffee we use. It's this one. We got this one just because we didn't have the Gloria. The Gloria one is our favorite. But I wanted to also warn you guys, because I made this mistake when I first bought this machine. I loved the coffee that already had flavor and the creamer in there, and I was drinking it for way too long until I found out that it had trans fat. I never figured like how would coffee have trans fat in it? But I guess it's from the dairy or something in there. Even if it says coconut, I know coconut oil is good, and that's what they use, which probably fools people into thinking, well, coconut oil is good. Every oil is good until it becomes hydrogenated, and then it's not good anymore. So be careful with the flavor ones. I think I found maybe one cappuccino one that didn't have that, but I wasn't impressed by the flavor. So just be careful with those. This is why I just use creamer and the natural one, because the other way I was doing so much harm to my body and I didn't even know it, and I think it was for like 2 months, right? 2 or 3 months, and on top of it I just bought like 6 packages of it because I think it was on sale or something. I threw away a whole lot of coffee. I was so angry. So just a fair warning, beware of that.
So
and
look out for hydrogenated
oil and anything that you eat. Be careful with peanut butter. Jif, they're a really huge brand for peanut butter. If you don't buy their naturals one, they have partially hydrogenated or fully, I don't know.
Fully.
I think they have fully, and they state it all proud too. Like that was insane. So be careful with everything you buy. Especially if you buy a lot of box things, which I would tell you to stay away from, but sometimes it just happens. Just make sure that it doesn't say partially or hydrogenated or fully hydrogenated. Any of those words, stay clear from them. That's trans fat, the worst fat you can consume, and if you consume it for a very long time, it leads to Alzheimer's. That's what they linked to be found in the brain for people who suffer from Alzheimer's, is they had high amounts of trans fat in them. So just stay away from it. It's dirty business. Now to a fun topic. We just bought, is this a toaster oven?
something.
Toaster oven, I think. We threw away our toaster and bought a toaster oven. And mostly because, which we should have done this way earlier, when she was a baby, I would bake a sweet potato. One little sweet potato in this big old thing. And it would be like 20 minutes just to preheat. And then to cook the potato would take a long time because sweet potatoes take forever. So it's like I'd have this big thing running for over an hour. And for anything, like if we do French fries, like it sucks to have to use it. So we got this, but I love how it toasts my bread. It toasts it very nice. Like at first I was like, this is inconvenient. In a toaster you just put the bread in there, you make the thingy go down, and that's it, you walk away.
What do you want to get because of the size?
And we didn't want to get it because of the size and space, but it fit perfect. We didn't get a huge one, obviously, because we're limited space in our kitchen as it is. But the way it toasts bread, I don't mind waiting those extra 2 minutes or doing those 2 extra steps because it comes out really, really nice and even, perfectly golden. So we found it to be much easier now. And also, like, we'll do like hash browns and things like that for Lila that are like quick things. And we don't really use the microwave at all. We don't like to use the microwave because it ruins any nutritional value that's in the food. So it makes us pretty excited. I think it's been like 3 days now, and every time I'm just excited to use it. I'm like, I want to toast the bread just to show you what it looks like because you haven't really used it, right?
No.
So I keep telling him, I want to toast the bread just to show you what it looks like. I haven't done it, but now he'll see what it looks like. So now I use syrup, very light drizzle, not even a quarter of the serving if anything, just to drizzle it on my bread. Tastes very good. We use the light one just because it has like half the sugar. If you look at syrup, it's like 33 like carbs and it's all sugar. So we get the light one just so that we're not adding too much sugar into our days, but the amount we use is so small and it takes us forever to get through this. Or you could do honey. But I don't think I have honey. So that's pretty much all I put. It's literally not even a quarter of the serving if you see. It's barely anything. But it makes a difference because if not, the bread is kind of dry. Since it's a food day, I thought it would be the perfect time to share something that maybe it might upset some of you guys because it upsets me when I find out new things about food, but it's very hard for me not to share it. especially since I get so upset. I know I've talked about trans fat before. You guys can find that video. I'll probably link it somewhere around this video. But now there's something else you have to worry about, and it's food coloring. If you see in ingredients like yellow 6, yellow 5, red 3, red 40, those are very, very bad. In kids, it causes behavioral issues an hour after consuming it, but long term, a lot of them have been linked to cancer. Some make you foggy-minded, which we discovered that in ourselves. We're people where when we feel weird and we're feeling off in a day and we can't think right, we tend to look at our nutrition and at our food and see what is it that we're eating that's making us feel this way, because after all, nutrition is the key to anything, your health and your fitness goals. So we have discovered that we're ingesting this red 40, which is probably the worst one, on a daily basis, which my husband was being affected by it way more. He would get dizzy or kind of feel like he wasn't there, but he was there. Like time was moving slowly. Almost like an out-of-body experience, but not fully. Like at times, it wouldn't be like that the whole time, but he would get bits and pieces of that happening throughout the day. And for me, I felt a lot of emotional instability, which I'd never felt before. So I'm like, what's going on? Why am I so emotional all of a sudden? And we did research, and it's linked in these food colorings. Thank you. The one we were taking daily, we were both taking the little Myo Energy things. These have red 40, and the one I was taking had blue 1 in it because mine was blue, his was red. And this was a daily thing. I always put it in my workout drink. I couldn't work out without this because plain water just didn't do it for me. I felt like it hydrated me more, and I did it for the electrolytes that was in it and the B vitamins. But they added color, which kind of just throws everything out the window. Another thing I was doing daily, and I really want to apologize for this, I try to make sure that I always research my stuff as good as possible and provide the best information out there. However, the supplements I was using, which it annoys me about this brand, the pump is good. They use beet juice for the coloring, but for the creatine, they use the red 40, which gets me really angry because, I mean, if you're already using beet juice to color, you know, I think they should use beet for everything. I don't understand why they have to use artificial color red when beet is so pigmented. But they use it in here, and they use red 40 in here, and this I was taking daily. This I was only taking twice a week for leg day. Every time I would do leg day, that's it. But this one I was taking daily, so now I've had daily dosage of each. Now another thing, I like hot Cheetos. Our family likes chips, and more on the spicy side. And chances are, if it's going to be spicy, it's going to be red. Hot Cheetos, Crunchy Curls, the popcorn puffs, all that has red 40 and yellow 6. Very bad. So we stopped eating it. Like, I even poured it because I love these chips, and I use them as a treat. But I poured them like after I found out, and I was like, you know what, the bag is still there, I'm just gonna eat it. I poured them and I had to pour them back. I couldn't, because knowing that I'm intentionally hurting my body just doesn't sit well with me, and I was so disgusted by it. I was like, nope, I gotta throw it out. I can't do it. I just saved it for the purpose of the video because I knew I wanted to share it with you guys.
It's more than anything, it's more for Lila too.
Well, of course, everything we do is for Lila as well, and this is where I'm getting to her now. She likes the honey mustard pretzels. Oh, she loves these. And they have yellow 6, which is the one that causes behavioral issues in children. Now, I'm not going to say Lila's a bad kid. She's not. She's crazy, energetic, has her mood swings as every other child does. But to know that I'm giving her something that could be messing with her mind and make her unstable, that's horrible. So unfortunately for her, she won't be having these anymore. However, the Harvest chips I give her, the cheddar ones, those are naturally flavored. They don't have any dye in them. Thank God we've been mostly giving her those. Those are her favorite. But another thing we would give her, and this habit started because we would give her multivitamin gummies. And obviously she was only allowed to have a limited amount because it's vitamins. You can't just keep giving them to her because she enjoys it. So I would give her a couple of the gummy bears afterwards. She still thought it was her vitamins, but they were just some candy. Now don't judge me and be like, you give your kid candy. Yes, I give my kid candy because every kid loves candy, everything in moderation. So don't be judging that, oh, I can't believe she gives the baby candy. Because I'm sure you give your kid candy. But anyways, moving forward, I would give her a couple of these just because the other one was like a tease. Who wants 3 gummy bears, huh? Oh, she's coming. So I hid that. Anyways, so those have yellow, blue, red. Obviously, kids' candies are going to have that. Now, this doesn't mean that she can't have any sweets. In fact, we got her an alternative. And these are okay if she sees. Because I don't mind giving them to her, especially it's daytime. One of the ones that she really likes is the Jelly Bean Organics. This one I get from Target. Everything is from fruit, the color, the flavor, no added sugar. This is why I like this one. She really likes them a lot. The color is dull because it's going to be natural, obviously, but she likes it. Trader Joe's, we found a couple of good gummies. These gummy bears, they're not as sweet as, what is this? I guess the typical gummy bears you would get, these guys. But she still likes them a lot. We have these sour gummies, which is probably more for the hubby, right? She's never tried these, but just in case she wants them, we have healthier options, not things that are going to fry her brain. And then these are really, really good. I got people addicted to these. These are the mango gummies, also very, very yummy. But just check for those colors because they're really bad. And I mean, if you're having them daily, you don't even know, it could get to you. And how simple was it to not even think about it? You forget things. Like, we've known about this color issue for a while, but then you forget about it, and then you relearn it and you're like, oh, another thing I have to worry about. But it's important to worry about it because these things do affect you. And if this leads to cancer long term, I mean, I could have been using this my whole life and then, oh, I'm so healthy, I work out all the time, I eat great, and I've been ingesting food coloring that is slowly making me sick, you know? So I mean, I get really angry by that because I try my best to keep myself healthy. Most of the time when I'm gonna eat something bad, more trans fat bad, more like unhealthy fat, or unhealthy bad, not like little treats here and there. I'm talking things that are not good for you and as a human you shouldn't ingest. Now I can't do it more because of Lila. Before I'd be like, whatever, I'll do it, before she existed. But now that I have her, I think, how irresponsible of me to intentionally put something in my body that's going to harm me, cut down my life, make it difficult for me so that she has to care for me when I'm older. I plan on being one of those 60-year-old women that can do everything. And honestly, if you guys know, people, when you age, you don't actually get weak. That's not the way life should be. We've just accepted it because the older you get, the lazier you get to a certain degree. You don't do as much. And when you're in that lifestyle where you're very rested, you lose muscle. Like, we lose muscle all the time. If I'm sitting at the computer for 2 hours writing emails, I'm losing a little bit of muscle each time. When you're sleeping, you're losing a little bit of muscle. So through time, if you never work out, you never gain muscle, more and more you're going to get weaker, and that's what makes you very frail when you're old. But if you keep a healthy lifestyle, you can be 60, 70 and doing things that other 60 or 70-year-olds aren't doing. You always get mad with Daddy's wallet. So, off topic, but that kind of just leads to living a healthy lifestyle. You can choose to, not be fit, eat garbage, and your kids are going to have to start taking care of you.
It's not so much about curing cancer as about preventing cancer.
Yeah, a lot of people always think about curing cancer when in reality you could have just cured it to begin with by the foods you eat. And by the choices you decide to make in life. So my thing is more, I don't want her to ever have to care for me. The longer I can deal with myself, the better. And obviously I lost my mom when I was really young, so around this time it gets me because Lila's 2 and I lost my mom when I was 2. So at times I get kind of emotional thinking about that, and to me it's like, it's so important to take care of myself so that she never has to go through that. I like the idea of, you know, your kids not having to see you suffer or being really hurt by things like that. Once they're older, 30, 40, when they know how life works, and then you die from old age, that's fine. But when they're so young and they really need you, I think it's important that you take care of yourself. Anyways, I'm just rambling on. I just wanted to make this clear and kind of share some information with you guys. It's always in our goal to find a way to educate you or entertain you, and when I discover things like this, it's really hard for me to keep it to myself, because, you know, if you don't care and you're like, ah, whatever, it's another conspiracy, or, you know, if I have to worry about that, I have to worry about this, and it's ongoing. You can make that choice for yourself if you find this important or not, but for me, I just feel better sharing it, and the more people I share with, the better. So yeah, that's about food coloring. So we just made it back from the gym. We're gonna have chicken fajitas. It's just chicken, onions, and the green pepper and red pepper. We're gonna cook it this time in a little bit of butter. I'm not gonna show you how to do it all because I showed you guys in the last video and it's kind of time consuming. So if you guys wanna see how we make it or prepare it fully, you can watch the last video. And I think it does say it there, leg day and chicken fajitas. But that's what we're gonna make, and I'm so hungry, so I can't wait. So I'm going to be having 6.9 chicken, a handful of onions, and then half a pepper for each of us. So I'll get half of the red and then half of the green. This is one of those big volume meals, which we absolutely love because it fills us, but the calories are not that bad. You'll see what they are. So it's all done. This is hubby's, this is mine. Lila's chicken. We just pair it with homemade salsa and then corn tortillas. I'm always asked, so these are the ones we use. Because it's corn, it's a complex carb. If you buy the flour one, that one would not be considered complex, but the corn ones taste so much better anyways. So yeah, that's about it. Bon appetit, because I'm hungry. In case you don't know how to cook them, we put them on a flat pan. This one we got from IKEA. That, or I guess a pan would work, but it takes longer in that one, right?
Yeah.
So this is pretty much how I do it. I just fill up my taco with as much as I can. This is tortilla number 4. I didn't tell you guys how many I was going to eat because honestly I don't know until I've actually eaten them to see how many I need to fill. And I also wanted to mention that I cooked it in half a serving of butter. I forgot to tell you guys that. So all those calories will be accounted for, and I'll put them somewhere on the screen as usual. Okay, I'm gonna whisper because Lila's still asleep. I'm having the Arctic Zero brownie, which is my favorite, with whipped cream. Now this is a cheat, but it's not like an insane cheat. It's more on the healthy side cheat because this has high protein, high fiber, low fat, moderate carbs, and this is lightly sweetened. I believe in cheats every day, like a small treat, not a whole day where you completely go insane. It keeps you, I feel, more strict. Like if I don't do this, I might do dark chocolate or something, and I feel like you look forward to that one treat and then you feel like, okay, I'm good, I had it, instead of always craving and then binge eating a whole bunch of junk food. But this is not really junk, it's good. Okay, so for dinner we're having wild-caught salmon with a side of mashed potatoes, and that's pretty much all. We did cook the salmon in 1 tablespoon of butter, but for both, so we count it as half a serving for each of us. In total, we've only used 1 serving of butter for each of us to cook our meals. This is pretty much all it is. Pretty basic, simple, yummy.
Here to practice talking English, so we must all help her.
She gets to eat civilized. I have to eat off her fingers, right?
Very well. You're very kind, Miss
Nice.
But may I ask you a question about stalking?
Okay, so now I'm gonna have cereal Honey Nut Oats from Trader Joe's. We like it because it's very minimal ingredients and it's very minimal ingredients. And then this is the coconut milk that we give Lila, and that's what we use since we don't do milk. And I'm probably gonna share it with Lila. As you can see, she wants some. I forgot to mention how many servings I did 2.5 servings of cereal and 1 serving of milk. Down. So the last thing I'm having is Mediterranean hummus and pita crackers. This one's pretty cool, pretty good. Comes from Trader Joe's. As usual, this is also from Trader Joe's. I'm having 2 servings of the hummus and 1.5 of the crackers. Oh, you want a cracker? She loves them. They're plain, so I don't know why, but whatever. There you go. Anyways, so we're gonna end the vlog here. This is the last thing I'm having to eat. I hope you guys enjoyed it because you all requested it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think, and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye! Say bye-bye!